Hello, everyone. Can you guys hear me out there? Check, check. Yes, you can. Close that. Switch this. Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining out there. This is Configura's live stream, and I am Kelsey DeBruin. We are back for another stream, and this is actually the first of its kind. This stream we are doing, and we're going to keep this going throughout, I don't know, the rest of the year, a couple months. Kelsey's in the room with me as normal. That's who I'm looking at. But this is going to be our User of the Month live stream. So we do a User of the Month every month, and we are going to invite them to join us on the live stream now so we can interview them in person and just get to know them a little bit better. All of our Users of the Month are so impressive, and I'm so excited for our guest today. We're going to give her a call in just a little bit, but of course there's a few things I have to cover before that. I have my phone right here with the comments. Kelsey's in the room with me as well. She's going to flag me down if there's any technical difficulties. You guys maybe saw the picture of what it looks like in the background to do these, so you kind of maybe know what my setup is like at this point. But we have Sydney, we have Johan, we have Sierra. Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining. Okay, so it would not be a live stream, or at least a Configura live stream, if we didn't have something to give away first. So let me tell you what it's going to look like for the User of the Month giveaway. Oh, hi, Lynn. Lynn, okay. You have a chance to win this one, Lynn. And Lynn is our Facebook Live, our Configura Facebook Live winner. So I will be so ecstatic, and I think it'll be hilarious if you win this one again, Lynn. But let me show you guys the rules here and tell you how it's going to work for User of the Month giveaways. So when I get our lovely guest on the line, I'm going to tell you a little bit more about here before I give her a call, but when I get our User of the Month on the line, I will, of course, be asking her a bunch of questions, but you guys can ask questions too. And the way that you can win the prize is I'm going to say at some point, okay, now I want your guys' questions. The first person to comment with their question, and make it a good one. Don't let me down, guys. Make sure it's a decent question, not what's your favorite color or something like that. Make sure it's a decent question. You'll have some time to think about it. But the first person to get that question in to our guest speaker will win the prize. And it's going to be the same prize for these User of the Month live streams because it's a really good one, and I think you'll want to win it. So if you don't win it this time, you will have a chance to get it in the future if you're the first one to comment. So what is your prize? Oh, sorry, just looking at some comments. Hi, everyone. A couple more people joining us. Hey, Janice. Lynn, you feel guilty. Do not feel guilty, Lynn. You won those things fair and square. But the prize for User of the Month, the first comment question for the interviewee, is a Configura or CET Designer branded light box. This one I love, and I'm going to turn it on for you in a second, and it's going to totally mess up the lighting in here, but it will readjust itself. This thing is so cute, and it can sit on your desk. You can hang it on the wall if you want to punch some holes in the wall. I absolutely love this thing. It comes with, of course, a bazillion letters, so you can make it say, or make this guy say, whatever you want it to. But this one I've deemed as mine. You will get a brand new one in the mail if you are the winner, which is great. But I freaking love this thing. Okay, so I'm going to turn the lights on. Isn't that so cool? Batteries included. Yay. I will tell you this, whoever wins this, one of the batteries has the wrapper on it. So make sure you open up this little guy, take the wrapper off of one of the batteries so that this will actually work for you. But this will be the prize that you will get if you are the first question to come through when I ask for your question. So hold on to them, or if you have a couple lined up, feel free to ask them as you go. But make sure you have one prepped and ready, because I'm going to say, okay, now it's time for your questions. First question to come through, you win this. Okay? So hopefully everybody's excited about it. I freaking love it. I have taken this one as my own, and I can't wait to put all these fun little sayings on it. Sierra, so cool. Sierra's got to sit next to me and see my cool thing. But hey, Sierra, maybe you could win. Who knows? Or maybe you'll just get an extra one. That's the case too. But here is the lovely light box, okay? So this is the prize for today. Good morning, Jeremy. Thanks for joining out there. Okay, so that's what I have for you guys. I want to get right into calling our guest for this live stream. It's our user of the month. So you may have seen some things about our user of the month. This month it's Isela Cadena, and I'm so sorry, Isela, if I'm pronouncing that wrong. I had a call with her just to test our Skype connection earlier prior to this, and I was like, please pronounce your name for me. I want to make sure I get it right. Hopefully I got close, but Isela Cadena is with Hayworth by PAPSA, and she is a power user to the nth degree of CET Designer. She is very active in our CET Designer user conference, as usual. There was a time when she won 2 awards, first prize. She won Best Rendering and Success Story first prize in the same user conference. Her name is all over really beautiful renderings, and she can create some really awesome output. So if you have any questions about how do you create this, how do you do that, anything that you want to know about CET Designer from her, she is your gal. So super excited to have her as our user of the month this month. Let's go give her a call. Remember, get those questions prepared because there will be a time when you need to race to get it out. Of course, you can ask them at any point too if you have multiple, but make sure you have one lined up for that race that we're going to have here. Okay? So I am going to go give her a call. Morning, Tanya. Just looking at my comments here. Let me go give her a call. She's ready for us. Here we go. Hey, Isela, can you hear us out there?
Hey.
Yay, we can hear you, or I can hear you. I think everybody else will be able to as well. I'm just looking, making sure your sound is coming through.
Okay.
We can hear you, and we can't quite see you yet.
Okay. Now you can see me.
Yay, now we can see you. Hey, Isela, how are you?
I'm great, thank you.
Good. Thanks so much for joining us out there. I was just giving everybody on the live stream a brief intro of how awesome all the stuff you create in CET Designer is and how you're such a great advocate for CET Designer and you're like a massive power user. So I have some questions prepared for you. Hopefully our guests on the live stream have some questions prepared for you as well. But the first thing that we all want to know, tell us about yourself so we can get to know you a little bit better.
Well, I'm Isela. I graduated from architecture school in 2012. I have been working as a designer at Hayward by PAPSA, and right now I'm a designer coordinator for like 3 months or so.
Nice.
But only for the North area.
Okay.
Yes.
Cool. Well, what's a fun fact about yourself? What's something that's not even related to CET Designer, but something that we can get to know you a little bit better?
I don't know. I don't know what you mean by fun. I mean, I'm a very relaxed person. I don't do like a lot of crazy things. I love painting. I love painting in watercolors. It's something that
I love that.
Yeah, I learned it from college. And yeah, I love it so much. I love painting flowers, animals. I mean, I'm not very good at it, but yeah.
I am sure you are. I'm sure you are.
I don't know.
That's fun. I love that.
Yeah.
Okay. So when did you start using CET Designer then?
Actually, right after I got in the dealership I work for now, it has been for like over 6 years.
Dang, that's awesome.
Yes.
And has it always been working with the Hayworth extension, or have you moved with any other extensions prior to?
No, just the Hayward extension.
Nice.
Project Symbols.
Yeah.
I think. Yes. And
So you've seen a lot of changes throughout CET Designer if you've been working on it for 6
a
years.
a lot, yes, and it has improved a lot. I love it.
Yay, we love to hear that. Yeah, we're always working to make improvements. So yeah, if you've been using it for 6 years now, you've probably seen a lot of changes, a lot of good stuff. Awesome.
Yes.
Okay, so you've been using it for 6 years now. You probably know all the ins and outs of the program. So we want to know, what is your favorite feature then of the program?
Okay. I'm not like a very power user, as you say, but
Yes,
I don't know. I
you
think
are.
that the I think the feature that I like the most is not like a very particular one, but I love the fact that you can design, like, you have the 2D view, the 3D view, and you can see the price at the same time. So it's like it changes the way you design, because previous to that you could just design,
Yeah.
and then you looked at the space and it didn't look very well, and then you looked at the price and you didn't like that either. So it's like right now you can see the space, and you can see how it behaves in the 3D view. I don't know, it's very different to see it in 2D and 3D.
Yep.
And at the same time, you can actually see the price. So it really changed the way you design, and to design on a budget. And that's a very important thing.
None of us in school, we were like, budgets? No, who cares about budgets?
I know,
But like real world, yeah, they're important. I love that is your favorite feature of CET Designer, because that is the program. That's one of the things that are just so powerful about it. It's the things that maybe we even take for granted when we start to get used to the program and we're used to the functionality, and we forget how impressive it is that our 2D view, our 3D view, and our calculation view are all matching and 100% correct. And you're like, oh yeah, that is freaking awesome.
Yeah.
So I love that. I love that that's your favorite feature. Very cool. Okay. I want to hear a piece of advice from you for new users, people that maybe just started using the program. What's a piece of advice that you can give for them?
From new users, like a feature in the program, or just in general, or
yeah, just kind of if you can think back to when you started using the program, what's something that you wish you would have known about that we can give as a piece of advice to our new users?
I think it will be the edit graphics.
Okay, yes. That's a good one.
It's like, probably it sounds kind of unexpected, but you can create very good things and things that probably are not possible, but sometimes you don't have a 3D symbol, or you have a special, and you really want the client to see it. So the edit graphics has helped a lot with it.
That's a good one. That's a really good one. When you start using the program, you might look at edit graphics and be like, whoa, what's going on here? But when you start getting the hang of it, you can create like anything. Like when you combine edit graphics with a few other tools, you can create absolutely anything that you could need in the program. So that's a good one. I like that one. Okay, all you new users out there, go watch some videos on edit graphics. There's videos on our support page, or join a training or something like that, so you can get in tune with edit graphics. Okay, so that's a piece of advice for our new users. What about a piece of advice for our power users, the ones that have been using the program for years like yourself? What is a piece of advice that you can give them just so that they're staying on top of their game and really still using the program to its fullest potential?
Well, I don't know, because I don't consider myself a power user, but it's like, I think it all depends for what are you using CET Designer. Some people just use it for the renderings, other ones for calculation, or
very true.
Stuff like that. So it's like, probably I'm more into the rendering thing and quick calculations or stuff. So there's a lot of things that even I have to learn. But I think I'm all in about the customer discounts.
Okay.
It's like, it makes my life really easier, because Of course, I don't, all the design process or the quoting, it's not only in CET Designer in my dealership. So it's like I use other programs as well, but having the calculation or the estimated price just in CET Designer while I'm designing, it's like it saves tons of hours of work.
Yeah.
So, I mean, in other times, I will have a lot of clients or existing clients, so I had a lot of discounts. But right now, I'm not working a lot in, with existing clients. So right now, I don't use it that much, but it really helps.
I think that's a good one too, because sometimes you just get into CET Designer. It's so fast. It's so easy. You start creating this design. Maybe you aren't paying attention to where your budget's at. And then all of a sudden you go, look, even when you plug in discounts, you're like, oh, shoot, redesign. Yeah. So I love that piece of advice to get those discounts plugged in ahead of time and really pay attention to that price always changing in the upper right, or open up your calculations as you're going, just to avoid completely getting a design done and then having to go redo it. So that's a really good one.
Yes.
Yeah, I like that one. Okay, now I have a couple more things, but everyone viewing, this is your chance. Give us your questions. The first question that comes through is winning the CET Designer Lightbox. So we're going to look at the comments here for a second, Isela, and then when they have some comments come through, I will ask you the questions that come from them. I'm just looking at a comment, see if I missed any. Oh, morning, Sarah. Thanks for joining us. Jeremy, dang, you're fast. Okay. Jeremy's question. Okay. What's the laptop and or desktop that you're using for CET Designer?
Right now, I don't use a laptop. All the design team uses a desktop computer. I don't remember. They are very brand new.
Okay.
But they are desktop computers. And we have another person working on CET Designer that has a laptop, and it's a really good one.
Okay.
I think it's a Dell.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, there's some Dell ones that meet the specifications.
And it's very heavy, that laptop, and actually it does the rendering even faster than the desktop ones.
Okay. Nice.
I could give you the information.
Yeah.
I will ask the IT guy. And
perfect.
Yeah. It all depends on that. And even with the last computers that were desktops as well, it worked really, really fine. I didn't have any trouble. And when I had trouble with CET Designer, it was because of my antivirus. Yeah. I have no idea why.
Computer antivirus, I always think CET Designer, blog it. But if you have those specs, or if your IT is willing to share them, we can put them as a comment here in the live stream. And I think everybody would love to know what you're running, just because some of the output that you create is so awesome and great. You need to have a decent, computer to have that running. So
exactly, yes.
Yeah. Okay, fabulous question, Jeremy. Congratulations. You are the winner this month of the CET Designer Lightbox. Now, of course, we have some other questions out there. I want to make sure that I get to those too. Sydney asks, what's your number one feature request right now? Great question, Sydney.
What's my number what?
What's your number one feature request? So what's your number one feature that you would like to see the program have?
Okay. I have one.
Oh, yay. What is it? What is it?
I do a lot of multiple render.
Mm-hmm.
So it will be awesome to have the program to save them as they render. I don't know if it's possible, but yeah. That was the question, right?
Or... Yeah, absolutely. Have you sent that in as a feature request?
No, I thought about it, but yeah, I will.
Yay.
I have a lot of requests.
Hey, I send in a lot of requests too. They're always good. You got to send them in, because if we don't get your ideas, then we don't know when we don't maybe know what we can do to make improvements and changes.
Exactly.
Awesome. Yeah. Good feature requests out there. I'm just seeing a couple more comments come through. Sarah, you guys use Sager laptops. I've heard that brand a few times for laptops here. If anybody has a really great laptop that they love, feel free to comment with the specs. Had a Dell, now have an HP. Jeremy says, muchas gracias. Sydney. And Sydney seconds your feature request that you like, so awesome. And then one more question out there. I am so sorry, I am going to butcher this name, Aditha. For best interior renderings, do you have a preferred setting that you like in CET Designer's Photolab?
Yes, I adjust the perspective.
Okay, nice.
I mean, not that much, but then it looks kind of weird. But it's like always position your height in the real person's height.
Yeah.
And then the perspective, I put it around, I don't know, between 35 or 40. What else? That's like previews the render. And after then, if it is too dark or something, I just adjust the brightness, the contrast, and so on. But I have been having troubles with the ceilings. It's like I'm not getting there yet. So I have to do a lot of tests because or it is too dark or the lights. If I add lights, it gets heavier. So it's like I always adjust it so the ceiling won't be in the picture.
I have a question for you on the ceiling, but I'm going to hold mine for a little bit too because I'm really curious about that because ceilings can make or break your rendering. So I do have a question for you regarding that. But those are some good tips about good settings in Photolab. Barbara uses Alienware, so we have some Alienware users out there too. That's a good one. My specific computer is an MSI. That's a good laptop brand as well. But I'm not seeing any additional comments out there, so excellent job participating, everyone. I'm not quite done with you yet, Estella. There's a few more things that I want to ask you, and actually what I want to do now is I'm going to pull up some of your renderings, and I want to ask you a few questions about these renderings just so we can pick your brain a little bit and maybe get on your level with the awesome renderings that you create. So what I'm going to do is you guys will be able to see some renderings pop up now, and it's going to cycle through 3 of Isella's renderings. So Isella, you are very familiar with these renderings, I'm sure.
Yes.
But I just want to ask a few questions about these so that we can kind of get an idea of how you're able to create these awesome things. So a couple of your renderings have this really cool like textured wall type of pattern. It looks like maybe it's like an acoustical tile or something like that in a flower pattern. How did you create that?
Those are actually from SketchUp. In SketchUp.
Yep,
yes,
that makes sense.
We have to be very careful about the SketchUp models because it has already has materials. So it's like you have to check if you can change them and if you can apply materials if it doesn't look like weird. So this one particularly, I don't know. I think I was lucky.
Yeah. Well, sometimes it is all about that. It's like you pull in a SketchUp symbol, you're like, no, it's not going to work. So then you go grab another one.
Yes.
I love those things. And of course, I love all of these renderings, but they really do help to kind of beef up the rendering a little bit. So I think that looks super nice. Okay, another question I had. One of these renderings has some text on the wall, like, oh, here, this one here, it's like a big block of black and gray text. How did you get that text on the wall?
Okay, there are 2 ways. It depends on how you want it to look. The first one is use the text feature, but in this one is something that I discovered later. Actually, a coworker told me that we were able to do this, and it is just you just look for a PNG picture on Google or something that you would like to add to your wall. I mean, I use it a lot on marker boards.
Okay.
Or if you have a wall that is also a marker board. So it's like I download the PNG. I mean, the point is that you have an image that doesn't have a background. So you have to do it like to drag into your 3D view.
That's smart. So that's actually an image then. That's a PNG image file.
Exactly.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, you have to drag it to the 3D view, not if you drag it to the 2D view, it will get on the floor.
Yeah. So you drag it into the 3D and then you just make it kind of look like it's sitting right on the wall like that.
Exactly.
That's
Or
a really good tip.
Something.
Love that. Awesome. Okay, I have one more question for you here, and it is regarding ceilings. Okay, so ceilings, like we were saying, they can make or break a rendering. If the ceiling isn't going to show in your view, do you even use a ceiling or do you just completely keep it off?
I keep it off.
Okay.
Yes.
That's kind of what I've been starting to play with lately is just keeping if the ceiling's not going to be in your view, keeping it off and then seeing if you get the results that you like. That way you can keep with the product lighting setting and then you don't have to do much modification. So that would be a quick way to get some nice looking renderings and not worry about messing it completely up by adding that ceiling on there. So that was what I was curious about. If you just completely leave the ceiling off and you still get some results that you're pretty happy with.
Yes.
Now, of course, if the ceiling is going to be in your view, you'll want to add a ceiling, and then you'll have to do some tinkering to get that to work out.
Exactly.
But
yes.
yeah. Okay. Well, those were the couple things that I wanted to ask you about your renderings, and fabulous renderings, by the way. I want to see if there's any questions out there now that everybody's got a chance to look quite a bit at your renderings, if there's any other questions out there regarding them. I'm just seeing, let's see. Flooring plays a major role in those renders, which made that rendering look awesome. Would you agree? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you normally play around with like the reflection and the specular of your materials?
A lot. Actually, on the floors, I used to put, when I need them to be like in white background, I just select white and put specular at, the maximum.
Okay,
and a little
nice.
bit of reflection,
Yeah.
and it gets really, really cool. But after the Material Explorer, I just use, I think it is porcelain or ceramic.
Yep.
I mean, it's a material that looks really, really cool, and I don't have to do the color thing anymore.
Yeah. Now that's a fabulous tip. So yeah, as Acela was saying, Material Explorer has like white porcelain's a popular one, like you said. White plastic's a popular one because it has all that shiny and reflectiveness. Exactly. And that really helps your renderings a ton. So I'm glad that comment was out there because that's a really good tip that you could share too.
Yes.
Okay. I'm just seeing if any other comments are coming through. That's actually the questions and the information that I wanted to hear from you about. Do you have any questions or anything, any last words that you want to leave us with?
No, nothing. Just thank you, and that's it.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us, Acela. I can't wait to see some of the stuff that you put out in the future. I know that you're going to hit us with some fabulous stuff for the User Conference Awards coming up. So I can't wait to see what you come up with next. But thank you so much for joining us. Have a fabulous rest of your day, and hopefully we'll get to talk to you soon.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yep. Bye, Acela.
Bye.
Love that. Switching my view here for a second. Those were some sweet renderings. I think we can all agree. And love the comments that she had. Love the features that she likes and the tips that she gave us. There's just all these things that sometimes you don't think about, and the program can really do some really awesome things. So putting an image on the wall for your text, changing that floor material for some fabulous renderings. If your ceiling's not going to be in your view, maybe just leave it off so you don't have to worry about messing around with it, playing or spending time on it. But yes, thanks again for joining us, Acela. Congratulations again to our winner, Jeremy. I will be sending you this. If I don't have your mailing address, please comment. Do a private message. Don't comment. Do a private message to our CET Designer Facebook page so I have your mailing address so I can send you this. For those of you that didn't win it, don't worry. We'll be doing this giveaway for every User of the Month live stream that we have. You can see the upcoming dates there. Why can I never figure this out? That side. Those are upcoming dates, so they will be live streams for tips and tricks, more live streams for User of the Month. There will be some live streams about new features coming out when we update CET Designer. I don't think I'm seeing any other comments come through. So I will end this one now. Have a fabulous rest of your day, everyone, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye, guys.